So I finally got the chance to read Moon Knight by Lemire, Smallwood, and Belair. Now, I'm not a huge Marvel Comics guy. I did not grow up with Marvel or DC or really any superhero comics. So this was kind of the first foray into the superhero world of comics for myself. Moon Knight has always been an interesting character to me. I've always liked the idea of him. I first saw him in the Moon Knight TV show, which obviously takes a lot of inspiration from this series. And I think this series does it a whole lot better. Again, I'm not here to compare the TV show to the comic book, but I think that the storyline and the overall ideas are they're done a whole lot better. There's so much amazing artwork like this page right here, kind of a chicken scratch inside of a notebook. So many different art styles that this comic book switches between as Mark, Steven, and Grant kind of switch personalities as this main character jumps between not just worlds, but his own realities. And so it's awesome just to see him struggle and see these different sides of the world. And coming in as a complete newcomer with really no knowledge to the Marvel comic book world, or really not knowing too much about Moon Knight, just what was revealed in the TV show, this did a really good job of kind of throwing you in the deep end, but also holding your hand. There's no point where it really explains everything bit by bit, but it's done in such a way that you can understand what's going on and you can kind of get what the character is going through. Moon Knight ultimately is the story about a man who's trying to fix himself. He knows he's sick. He knows he has problems and issues, and he's trying to do better. He's trying to resolve his inner demons, and he's trying to find his own path. And in doing so, he realizes that many of the things that he's held on to for many years in his life are not really the truth. They're not the right way. And so it's about him growing past his mistakes, growing past his own sickness, and being able to overcome the obstacles in his way. Something that is really awesome about this book is it doesn't really ever give you a clear answer if what's going on is real or not. And, honestly, I don't think it really matters if it is or if it isn't. It could be inside of Mark's head, or it could be something real that he's experiencing. But again, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it helps him to grow and it helps him to become the man he's supposed to be. It helps him to break free from the chains that are holding him back and to finally become the Moon Knight that he's supposed to be. I know this comic is quite old at this point, but if you haven't read it, I highly suggest checking it out. It was such a great read and such a fun time. There's just not enough that I can say about this. What a great way for me, myself, to kind of jump into the Marvel comic book world for the first time. Moon Knight is a gold standard for me. Loved it, loved it, loved it. 4 out of 5.